Hi, thanks for joining. I'm Stephanie Willis, esthetician for 22 years and founder of aestheticprovider.com. And I have here one of my favorite people, Kristy Harris.
Hi, thank you.
She has been an esthetician for how long?
25 years.
It's a long time. We actually started working together at a place 22 years ago. That's how we met, and we became friends, and she taught me just about everything I know. Up until whatever point that we kind of split apart. And then, we chat, we roundtable, we talk about all the new and latest trends, and we just kind of discuss and collaborate. And the big thing is here, community over competition. There's enough clients for everybody. So why don't you tell me what you're seeing in your office right now?
So right now, what I feel like is really getting to be popular with a lot of people is embracing the idea of skin boosters, things that can prime or prep the skin, or kind of like performance enhancers to your lasers. We're doing a lot of like stacking and layering of treatments. This really kind of plays on what we're seeing with like K-beauty or Korean beauty trends.
Yeah, how about that? I noticed that there's a lot of trends, there's a lot of things on TikTok, and a lot of people are looking at, oh, let's try this mask, these little masks that you sleep in, and they're expecting miracles. So
yeah, okay, so we should talk about that. So I think that sometimes people, they see this viral mask, or Hailey Bieber did something, or Kim Kardashian did this thing, and that they're just going to have this magic bullet. They're going to buy this single product or this mask or maybe have this treatment, and it's going to be this magic bullet that solves all their problems. But that's not really what's going on with K-beauty or Korean beauty. The whole approach, so you can't take a Korean beauty product and not apply the Korean beauty approach and get the same result. So what they're doing a lot in Korea is there's 6, 7, 10-step skincare regimens where they're layering products, and each product is sort of individually targeting a specific purpose, rather than having like one product that's like claiming to be a jack of all trades. So they're getting more out of layering their products. But in office, what you're seeing is a lot of people stacking treatments. So people would go in, if you were in Korea and you went to one of these clinics, you would go in and maybe have a soft wave, and then maybe some microneedling with some skin boosters. Maybe they add in some injections. They are stacking all of these treatments in a single appointment. So where the American market is still kind of like, ooh, should I get this or that? The Korean market is getting this and that. So you're not going to just go and buy this sheet mask and look like these beautiful Korean women that have glass skin. They're starting their skincare regimens and their routines really young, and then they're being consistent with it. And they're not looking for like, oh, let me see this before and after and have this like drastic result. They're going for a gradual, consistent result over time to have like this beautiful, healthy looking skin. And that's where they want this like glass skin. That's like the ideal perfect skin is glass skin.
And consistency is a really good point because, like you say, a lot of people think it's going to be one treatment, one product, whatever they're seeing online. And what they don't understand is it's something that people start when they're really young. Sun exposure is huge because in Korea, they're not getting exposed to the sun. They're really big on hats, umbrellas, SPF. And they really take care of their skin. They're cleansing morning and night. They're doing all the steps in their skincare, both morning and night. And that's a big key. So if you haven't been consistent up until now, it's not that it's too late, but it's that you're going to need quite a few treatments to get where you may want to be to get that glass skin. So like Kristy said, it's going to be some layering of treatments and some more consistency. So really getting a proper diagnosis for your skin, or I don't know if diagnosis is the right word, but a proper like
get a consultation, an analysis, figure out where you need to be.
Yeah.
Because if you're starting and you've got a lot of, folds and lines and some sun damage and pigment, we're not jumping right into glass skin. We've got to address whatever these other conditions, if you've got acne or hyperpigmentation or, serious texture issues, those things are getting addressed before we're getting into glass skin. My clients that I'm doing these glass skin treatments on, they're kind of my regulars. They've sort of been maintaining their skin's already pretty good. And this is just like that next level. Like you're a 9 out of 10, we're taking you to an 11 out of 10. Like it's like you have a filter, but in real life.
I just love that. I love when my clients have been consistent. They've been with me for 10 plus years. And I'm just like in awe of their skin. I'm like, oh my gosh, like they have that glass skin and it looks amazing. And they get stopped in the streets all the time or at the store, what have you. And people are like, oh my gosh, what are you doing to your skin? And a few of them they crack me up. They're like, well, sit down and get a piece of paper because it's not just one thing. It's a whole lot of things and consistency and, just doing all the proper skincare for their skin particularly as well.
And I know we talk a lot about expectations, and that's been something that you've kind of been really trying to hit on lately is expectations. And as the American market is starting to embrace some of this Korean skincare products and routines, I think expectations are going to have to change along with the approach. So, SkinVive came out, and a lot of injectors, I'm sure that they've had this experience where your clients come in and they're used to having their Voluma or their lips done, and you can see your result right away. And then this new thing comes along, SkinVive, which is been a new classification here in the United States for a skin booster. So I would expect more skin boosters to come onto the market. But a lot of people are going, I don't know if I saw a difference. And this is where mindsets have to change around skin boosters, whether they're injectable, like Botox being injected into the skin instead of, trying to get these dynamic lines, or having SkinVive or skin boosters that we're doing with like mesotherapy or microneedling or Botox. You're not going to see this like dramatic before and after. This is kind of like regenerative medicine, biohacking. This is like improving your skin quality and health. And there's just, I think that it's going to take a minute for the American market to get this concept that you're not going to look drastically different. It's about consistently getting better results and getting your skin to be healthier in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, and maintaining that, just because we did one laser treatment, when we do a more aggressive treatment, we can really jump ahead of the game here, but we still have to maintain that with specifically products to make sure that the skin barrier is repaired once you have ablated the tissue. And as well as other facials and other skin treatments. You have to give back to the skin once you've taken away some of the tissue and, your fractionated devices and that. It's not like, oh, I'm just going to, save up and do one expensive like CO2 laser or halo or what have you. Like you really need to kind of plan and budget for having some facials afterwards, maybe oxygen infusion or, topical light infusions, just stuff that's still giving back, and make sure that you follow proper protocols post-treatment and purchase from your esthetician as well, because, I don't really know what they're selling on Amazon. And we don't always know. So I make sure that they've at least preconditioned their skin with products that I have in the office that I know are authentic. And then same thing with post-care. I don't know what you have at home, like where it came from, how long you've had it on the shelf. Like some of it could be, or it could be in a jar and maybe somebody's like contaminated it, especially post-procedure. So I think it's really important that everyone, when you're doing these consultations and these, setting up protocols for people, that they have to understand, like, we're not just trying to sell it just for fun. Like, it's very important that you follow our protocol, and we're trained in this. This is what we do.
And I think we're all seeing now people trying to DIY their skincare. Like, we all want to be healthy. I think you and I are both in this, like, I'm trying not to have as many plastics around the house, and I'm trying to avoid seed oils, and I'm trying to be organic. And I think a lot of people are real, especially in the United States, we're all kind of getting a lot more aware of what we're putting in our bodies and how we take care of ourselves. But then maybe it gets a little out of hand and we're trying to DIY our skincare. And, if you're having an ablative laser, this is not the time to DIY your skincare. We really want something that's been tested, that we know that we have experience with, because it could affect your end results. You could have complications. And a lot of the things that we're using post-care actually enhance your results.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with that epidermal junction, that barrier, it's so important to repair the barrier, and your results are going to be better. And then, a lot of times the skin does get a little bit dehydrated from those ablative lasers because they are attracted to the natural moisture in your skin. And so you have to do the upkeep. You have to do your follow-up appointments and use the appropriate skincare. And we know what that is because we study it day in and day out. Our hours from work aren't like 9 to 5. Like all we do, and I'm sure I can speak to most of the other providers out there, like we are constantly online studying, taking webinars. Like it doesn't stop at 5 p.m. when we get home. It's like we live this. This is like a lifestyle for us.
And we're getting the feedback from our clients. So if there's a product that we bring into our practice and I have a lot of people using it, I'm getting feedback. What was their experience? Was it good, bad, whatever? So I get, the clinical studies, I get, all kinds of information that we can find to learn about different ingredients, but we're getting that sort of anecdotal evidence too from when we do it on ourselves and when our clients get it. I'm not getting every product that's on the market. I don't work at Sephora or Walgreens or Amazon. So I mean, there's just an infinite amount of products out there that I can't say. They might be perfectly good, but I don't have experience with them. And to what you're saying about buying stuff online, we do notice now that a lot of the products that we carry in our practice, they are being sold on Amazon online. And this can really get to be a problem because the real products are being sold on there, but so are the fake products. And I've gone on there looking to do stuff and I can't really distinguish, is this legit or is this not legit? Am I going to get a counterfeit product? And I think we really underestimate the seriousness of counterfeit products. I mean, it's a huge market. There was a documentary that came out called Dirty Money, and they really uncovered beauty products. And some of these things had arsenic in it. There was mercury, there was horse urine, there was all kinds of things. And it's, it's not like buying a fake purse. These are things that people were putting on their skin or their hair, their makeup, and there were health consequences. For example, China's known to put a lot of mercury in pigment correcting products. Mercury will lighten the skin, but it's also super toxic. It's not allowed in products, but you could be buying a product online, it's made in China, and there could be mercury in it, and you could end up in the hospital. And there's actually cases where this has happened. So where we want to just think, oh, it's no big deal, I can save $5, but maybe I'm going to get mercury poisoning. I don't know. Does the benefit outweigh the risk?
Yeah. And that speaks to the point of Kristy doing all of her due diligence and, studying and reading all the, if you want to know someone that's read all the white papers, it's this girl.
Yeah. I do nerd out on all of this
Which
stuff.
I love. And that's why we have such fun conversations. If people hear us talking about all of the things that we talk about, they're probably like, what is wrong with these girls?
You are going crazy.
Yeah. But what I wanted to say was, I totally forgot now. I'll have to cut that part out.
Let's talk about maybe the polynucleotides.
Okay.
So this is definitely trending. It's something we brought into our office recently. So this is kind of like this skin booster thing. It's actually not new. So polynucleotides, and actually it's polydexoribonucleotide, PDRN. This is what people are calling salmon sperm. You've probably seen like the Kardashians having it. So I don't know if it started in the UK. It may have actually originated in Italy. They manufacture a lot of this stuff in Italy. There's a brand called Planess that's used in Italy for injections. It's really blown up in Australia, just throughout the UK over 15 years ago. Like, we are so behind the trend. It's huge in Japan, Vietnam, Korea, and that we really know it from the Korea skincare because they're putting a lot of this PDRN in everything. But what it is, so it's not actually salmon sperm, but it's kind of fun to call it that. So they get this fragment of a DNA. It's extracted from the gonads of salmon, but it's just a fragment of a DNA. And when it's injected into the skin, it breaks down to a mononucleotide, which is like the single building block of a cell. Well, if you have some sort of like DNA damage to your fibroblasts, that mononucleotide can attach to your fibroblasts and repair damage, but it's making your fibroblasts more viable. So for anybody that doesn't know, your fibroblast, this is a stem cell. It's your mother cell. We love her. She makes collagen, elastin, hyaluronic acid, but as our fibroblasts get older, they don't renew and repair as well, and they get a little sluggish. So this polynucleotide can repair the DNA damage. It can improve the viability of the fibroblasts, and it's been shown to increase the number of fibroblasts. So as a standalone treatment, it's great. It also helps with melanogenesis, but it's so good for priming the skin, because if you're going to come in and have a halo with me or a soft wave or therapy, any of these things where we're trying to like do damage to the fibroblasts to stimulate collagen production. Well, if that fibroblast is more viable at the time I do your treatment, you're going to get more out of that treatment. And if you have more fibroblasts for me to stimulate, you're going to get even more out of that. So using these types of skin boosters to prime your skin for other treatments to enhance your results, this is where we're going in the industry. And then tacking right onto that post-care, using things like exosomes, which help with cell-to-cell signaling, adding these on like post-treatment or immediately post-treatment, people do notice that they heal faster, which is great, but it's not really the point. You're healing faster because your skin is functioning better. And so you're going to heal faster if your skin functions better. So we can prime your skin, preconditioning with skincare treatments and skin boosters like polynucleotides. We can also add in exosomes to a lot of treatments or post-treatment to enhance your results. And sometimes it's hard for patients to justify, well, I'm spending this much on a treatment and then I got to spend this much to prep and this much post-treatment. But the end result is better. It's all cumulative for you.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the big keyword, is cumulative. So the more we do, it adds up in the skin. It's not like, oh, I ate an avocado one day, I was really healthy that day, and now I, ate chips and whatever the next day. It's like you really keep on adding to the skin, and it's like, ooh, now it's even better. Now it's even better. And like she said, you prime it and you prep it, and then each treatment going forward is going to respond better, and then it lasts longer in the skin. So instead of just moving it forward a little bit, you keep on moving forward. You stimulate the collagen, and it keeps on going if you keep on doing treatments.
Okay, so you know how I love analogies. I just thought of like the best analogy. So the workouts where you wear the EMS suits?
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing the workout without the EMS suit, you're getting just so much muscle benefit. You put that suit on, you're going to get more. You can do the same workout and get more if you're wearing the EMS suit to also stimulate the muscles. That's kind of what we're doing with these boosters, is getting more out of your other treatments.
Yes, I love that analogy. You are always very good at the analogies. And it's great because then people kind of understand. And I'll kind of say it too, like it's like working out and eating good. You have to do both. So it's like you do your skin treatments and then you have to use the professional products. And you don't have to, but that will give you your best benefit. Like if I work out, but I don't eat that great, I'm not going to get the best benefit from doing that. So that's kind of the whole point. That's what we're looking for. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining. This is one of many in a series I'm going to have on other professionals. If you want to contact Kristy, she's at Paradise Valley Skin Clinic in Paradise Valley with Dr. Shapiro's office. She has the soft wave. She has those polynucleotides. And she's also a provider on aestheticprovider.com. So if you're interested in being a provider or you're interested in getting on the YouTube channel, just send me a message and I'd be happy to get you on there. All right. Thanks again.